Hi, today I'd like to show you some Hendrix style chord fills. I'm tuned to open G, G. I'll play a little thing I made up for you and then show you how to do it and then show you how to apply it to all sorts of other things and some other Hendrixy things that he does a lot. So here we go. Alright, as you probably noticed, it's the same lick. I just did it in different spots, but I made it like a little song so you could get really good at doing this lick. So you start off on a D chord, 7, and then you go to 9 and slide up to 11. That's the third of the D chord. And then I hit the D chord, rest of it, the 5 and the 1. And then I hammer on to the 6, and then back to the 5 and 1. You might recognize the 6 from doing this kind of stuff. That's adding a 6. That's a 1-5 chord. It's adding the 6. So, and then I just finish it off by going to 9 again, sliding to 11, to the 5th of the chord there. And the reason I'm stressing fifths and all that kind of stuff is because it's going to matter pretty soon. But anyway, that was riff 1. So we just drop down 2 frets and do the same thing. B5, 7 slide to 9, 5, hammer, including the high string. That's something Hendrix did a lot. He tended to use 2 strings. That's called double stops. This is 5, hammer to 7, but you're letting the high string in there both times. 7, 9, 5 to end it, and then down to the first position. 2 to 4, then the middle and high string, middle and high string again, but hammer on second on the middle, middle and high string again, 2 to 4, then the middle string. Okay, so you've got a little Hendrix lick and you can practice doing that a lot. This is called major pentatonic scale. So you notice everything we used was a major pentatonic scale over each of these chords. So now you know how to do a major pentatonic fill. For instance, if you're playing something like a wagon wheel, see how you can just throw it in there? It works in a lot of places. And even in a blues, you can use it as well. But here's where it gets a little more interesting. What do you do if it's a minor chord? Well, let's go down here to this B flat chord. That's interesting, and then we'll go to the open G minor. So if we look at the minor chord and look at the minor pentatonic, I played this note instead of the open string. That's the same as that. Oh, wait a minute. There's the major pentatonic for the chord found on the 3. And here's the minor pentatonic. Well, they're the same notes. Yes, they are. So B flat major pentatonic is the same notes as G minor pentatonic. So that means if you're playing a song and you start with G minor and you need to do a fill, you can use the fill that you just learned, but you've got to use it without the chord, 3 frets up. 1, 2, 3. Sounds a little wingish if you're familiar with that. But in Little Wing, it goes from the 1 chord minor to the 3rd fret. It's different keys, so I'm not going to start mixing up chord names, but it goes to this one. And if you did the same lick, that's kind of neat, but that's not the song. So what does Hendrix do there? So he uses the major pentatonic of the 3 or the minor pentatonic of the 1 to fill the first time. I'm adding a couple extra notes in there. So the next chord in that progression, in that song, would be the 3rd fret. Different name, don't worry about it. He doesn't want to do the same fill because we just did that, and it's not bad, but it's not that song. So what does he do? Well, he goes up here, and he finds the 3rd of the chord and the 4th. And this note here, 3 frets up. Well, we know that this is the same as that, so 3 frets up. Ooh. That's nice. That's called adding a 4th. Theoretically, this is the major chord. This would be looked at as a suspended 4th. Nothing to do with the 4th really. Suspended means that you've covered up the 3rd. You've suspended it from the sound of the chord. And if you wanted to do that with all your fingers and try to do that, you could, but I think it'd be painful. Back to the chord. So that's another Jimi thing that he does a lot. Another thing he does a lot, I'm going to go back to our first riff and just vary it. He'll do both. Instead of, he does that a lot, but he also does, that's sliding up to the 6 like it was before, except it's not a hammer-on, it's a slide. And this is the 1, or the 8, because it's the octave. Getting a headache yet? This is the 9. 6, 9. Sound familiar? So you can do that anytime you want. Add it to that, including over the minor chord, but I went up here and used that riff that we're used to. Okay, so another thing that you can add to Jimi Hendrix a lot is he inverts the chords a lot. I'm just going to randomly grab this chord here. It's an F chord. And I'm going to go kind of like the Wind Cries Mary. Not exactly the same. So this is the 1, this is the 5. I'm moving up chromatically. 1, 2, 3. So he'll invert something like this. So here's the 5 here. Here's the 1, 2, 3. So he'll go. Oh. Right? Right in the same position just about. I mean, it's connected. And if you want, you can hammer it. Now that sounds familiar, I think. Right? Wrong key, but you get the idea. That's another Jimi thing you could do. And there's a lot more, but I'll just give you one more. If you're doing a chord, and you want to add in a fill, and you don't want to add in any of the ones that you've already done, you can add the 9 to the chord. It's not called a suspended 9 in this case because we weren't playing the 3rd to begin with, so we've just added it to the chord. And he's very likely to do that. And you can also do a little lick with it. Double stop again, which is just a chord in this case. But you're not actually changing to this chord, which would be a G, although it looks and sounds like it. You're just doing an add 9 fill. Because you're staying in that chord. Okay, so there's your 6, there's your 9. And once again, if it's minor, just go down 3 frets. Actually, I'll do it from here. We were just playing here. So I'm going to use all those same fills, but this is my root. You do have to remember to go back to the root of the minor chord at some point to keep the listener's ear realizing that you're filling over a minor chord. That's how it works, having the same notes be 2 different scales. It's where you start, or maybe start's not the right word, it's where your root is. With your root, then that's minor. With your root here, like I goofed something up in there. But you see, those same notes will work for both major and minor chords. I hope you found that more helpful than confusing. Have a great day. Bye.